Come into the light, Carol Ann. A movie quote. Green and purple had us in a swirl of activity. Kari's prompts for week 12, bringing it to ya.
P. Patricia.
And I am Mariah the M. Together we are
P. Marty Studio.
Thank you for watching. Please show us your support by liking and commenting below. Now let's get started. So our prompts were green, purple, a movie quote, and we went rogue on the last two. Basically, the focal point was supposed to be an insect animal, and then we were supposed to use washi tape. We didn't really, well, one of those, sort of. We get like a half a point.
Well, and the washi tape selection that Mariah had, just none of it was...
He's very grumpy about washi tape. Like, there are just lots of reasons, and let's just be honest, it just didn't occur to us until it was done, and then we're like, nah.
Well, I think we could have perhaps used it with something.
I
don't know. Tape the TV on something.
Hey,
but...
we used magnets.
Yeah, we
subbed.
That was our washi tape.
Yeah, we subbed in some stuff. So the quote we ended up picking, and this is a funny story, sort of. I think.
It's not gut busting.
It's not gut busting, but we find it hilarious. Like we said in the very beginning, I often say this to P, which is, "Hey, Caroline, come into the light."
And it usually means that, you know, she's leading me someplace someplace right. I should already
be. Like she should have some aha moment or something. But the really funny thing is when we looked it up, the actual quote is, "Listen to me. Do not go into the light. Stop where you are. Turn away from it. Don't even look at it." And this is from Poltergeist. But, you know, it's just one of those things that, like, you kind of, it's like hot potatoes. That's what Christy used to think Rock Me Amadeus was. I used to think that it's getting kind of hectic was skimmy dabba dabba.
Yeah, there's some pretty funny.
Along those lines of just like how you remember things or how you hear it. And mine is come into the light, Carol Ann.
Well, here you can see us
figuring out, like,
placement, because you need three, and we do have the three there. I want you to see that darling little baby there with her hands up going into the light with her Gigi and her mama.
We just thought it was funny, too, that it was going into PM Artist Studio, because, you know, that's kind of where we're at with things.
Well, and that'll make more sense when you see the other side of the quote on that ends up on the left-hand side rather than the right-hand side.
And rather than bore you with watching P, like, slap some watercolor down and then cut into a swirl, we decided to have that done prior to it.
It wasn't that terribly
riveting.
Interesting.
And then the purple paper, was from last week.
Yeah.
So, reusing things. And then I did the photoshopping work. Again, I don't know that would be that riveting to you people, like you guys watching on the computer. I probably could have done that. It's not very exciting.
We just pulled in that other side over there. And I want you to know, cutting out that swirl and, you know, cutting it and coming back out, that's no small feat. You just should try it.
And then I used some images I found online to do like that sketch boxy, because we thought it would be cool to have like this talkie box, almost cartoon-like look to it. And so you can see I'm prepping for the magnet, because there was much discussion here, as you can see, about the talkie boxes, their size, where they're gonna go, and that if we were going to do it the way P had envisioned it, and we were going to get this magnet to work, that she needed to know which ones were the inside, because we've had some little issues in the past about handing over things and going, "This is the right side, can you write on this one?" And then it comes back backwards. In fact, I think that happened last week.
Oh, it happened on
just last week.
I don't remember that.
And then there was another one too, that
the red journal, the Rust Manifesto.
was on the wrong side. I don't know. It happens often, let's just be honest. So, see, I wrote in there, inside. So she wouldn't write on that.
Because I'm the one that's doing the actual,
writing.
Yes,
Because P does a
script.
better job. Although I could have done that
I think.
scripty, cartoony writing. I can do that. Kind of Comic Sans-ish.
Yes.
That's like our
Yeah, I didn't do it all
And if you guys are wondering if I live in this hat, I kind of do, especially these days. The sadder my hair looks, the more the hat comes on. I'm gonna be real sad.
I may get.
Summertime's gonna
I'm
be a
getting
little tricky.
close to the hat stage myself if I don't.
It's just, maybe we just shave our heads and be done with it. And then Izzy asked, it was so funny, she said, "What happened to your hat?" Because she didn't really, when she saw the picture, and then she was pretty excited about her shirt, which was great, because it was like she had the tie-dye shirt, and then when I did the color overlay in Photoshop, it sort of dulled it out. And that's kind of one of the reasons I also came in with the marker work on the swirl, just to add a little bit more dimension. Let me tell you, that is some neon marker.
It is.
I think it might glow.
We haven't tested it out, but
I'm sure
there's
the black light,
a
it certainly would.
distinct possibility.
Like, it doesn't have glow abilities, but it would glow in a black light.
Yeah.
True that. There be the swirl and us. I mean, seriously, like, we spent a ton of time in placement, and then I had to find the right TV, and I had to put the PM in the TV with the fuzzy, station channel stuff. Most people don't know what that is.
I wanted
days.
an antenna, but it interfered with our script.
Oh,
so
yeah, and I told her that was just, I don't think TVs quite like that had the antenna.
Oh, I think some of them still did.
Yeah.
Well, the first TVs that we
with
got,
the
I
aluminum
had.
foil. Like,
I can remember.
Dad putting aluminum foil on that TV that we had in Norwood. Yeah. Wasn't quite that fancy, let me tell you.
No.
It didn't have furniture around it.
It did not.
And then that was always hilarious. Like, you go to certain people's houses and, like, they had a TV on top of the TV because the one in the...
Underneath no longer worked, but it was a good platform.
In fact, I think even... Didn't Bob and Louetta kind of have that situation for a while?
Yes, because the lightning struck their TV and it zoomed out into the room.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, it was pretty poltergeisty. It was one of those moments.
It's one of those poltergeisty moments. I spent a lot of time doing that there.
She did, and I'm just like going, wow.
Yeah,
But y'all are just really wanting to know how to do that again.
Maybe. I think I'm probably off talking to you. No, I was trying to find my markers. I'm probably getting them from Izzy. Quite the marker situation this week. There's the purple one, too. So we were mad at her because she's been gaining some marker privileges, but she had pulled one out of the box and the lid came off in the box, and then so we were accusing her of losing the lid.
I really seriously, we turned things upside down.
I apologize. I was like, but hey, by the way, like, if you pull one out and you go, oh, hey, it doesn't have a lid on it, you might want to alert some people.
Yeah, because that's an untenable situation
Right.
there, honey. Honey bunny.
All right, and now here we go for the 50 millionth time of placement, because P was very adamant about keeping the one end piece, which I'm glad that you were about that. And then it worked out so nicely that we could tuck and keep that kind of floating to where you can lift it back. And so the key with a lot of this, and I would say to suggest to you guys, if and or when you are doing very layered things like this, to do them in sections and at the very last moment glue it down. You will be a lot happier with yourself.
And make sure that you write on your paper before you put your magnet in.
Yes, that was the other thing, because I was like, oh, hey, you probably want to write on this before you put the magnet in the inside, so that way it's not having all this bumpiness going on. And see, and I kept that. Look at that. I just clipped it up there. That was pretty smart. And it was finally okay to... And then I had one flat end, and I went for that first. I was like, oh my gosh. But I got it right. It was movable.
It was movable.
And it didn't cause too much of a situation with the purple. And that's all brushes in the background, so it could have.
Oh, yes. Very definitely.
And that's one of my little tricks with the magnets if you have double stick tape, because especially if you're using the metal tip on your glue, because it sticks to that and it sticks to your scissors. So nothing worse than having it clink around and mess you up. Then I wanted to just go back and redefine some of those lines and bring in sort of our different colors of purple.
Yeah, because it did kind of get lost.
Well, we sprayed it too. That was one thing you guys didn't see on the video as well. That we did a little bit of our mixture spray.
Yeah.
And then that's when we were like, oh, we didn't do the focal point thing with the insect or whatever. I had these little spiders that our good friend Robin had sent us, and we were going to use it, but it's actually one of those little plastic spiders. And I was like, well, I don't know. Like, that's going to kind of...
We wanted it to hide
flat.
Underneath the top quote, because that was one of the things that we thought was kind of neat and cool, that it would, hide up there. And then there's two magnets, one where it is at the top there, and then
one under your armpit. Yes, the armpit magnet.
And the green string.
Yes. And I was quite unintentionally clever, where I left a little bit hanging down in front of the spider. And see how I did that with I again put down the little bit of tape so it sticks, and then a little bit of glue. Because ultimately I don't know that the tape's gonna hold. And again, using just some of the leftover purple paper to back him with, because I just wanted it to, kind of blend in. But that little piece hanging out was perfect.
Well, something to hang on to, too.
Well, yeah, you can grab it and pull him out.
Yeah. Oh, here we are.
Pushing that darn magnet back underneath there. I was like, it's still kind of peeking out. The little tiny clothespin was the best tool. And then I was like, all right, now I need to find the point where we're gonna hide him, and it worked out perfectly. Just kind of put that back behind. And there's a cat meow, or maybe that counts as our animal. But I'm gonna read you the one little part that is on the other magnet piece, and it is, alas, the warning went unheeded. The call of the paint, paper, brushes, sprays was too great, becoming an ever-consuming pull into the vortex of creative matter. This is just some brilliant stuff.
Yeah, it is.
So that is PM Artist Studio, the journal page of movie quote. Coming to the light, Carol Ann. Makes me laugh every time, I swear. That's why I do it. I love it. I mean, it's a running joke. I tell you what, guys. If you like this video, please let us know by clicking that little button down there. Let us know in the comments how awesome it was. Subscribe to the channel and what, Kate?
Don't forget to ring that bell.
Bye.
Bye.